Hey everybody, welcome to my video. So here we'll be doing a complete paper 1 mathematics walkthrough for the Key 2 national test. So if you guys are in year 6 or year 5 and you're trying to prepare for your SATs, you should definitely check out this whole video. I want to go through every single question for the paper 1, 2 and 3 for maths. So let's jump straight in. And oh yeah, my name is well, at least for this video, will be Yasko101. So if you want to find more of my videos or more help, definitely search up this name and type the word YouTube. Okay, let's go. So blank page, instructions. You must not use a calculator to answer any questions. So you hear that, guys? No calculator. And you only have 30 minutes. So let's try and beat this. Make sure all your answer goes in the blue box. Okay. Oh yeah, so for example, long division and long multiplication questions are worth 2 marks each. You'll be awarded 2 marks for the correct answer. You may get 1 mark for showing a formal method. So basically, for questions of 2 marks, always show you're working out. In fact, for every question, show you're working out. But yeah, let's go. Okay, so 40 plus 1,000. Well, this one is quite straightforward, but for those who don't know, I'm going to take it step by step. You line up 1,000 here, and in the column, you put a 40 here. You put a massive plus sign, and you add. So nothing plus, so wait, hold on. So 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 4 is 4, 0, 1. So your answer is 1,040. Good. Moving on. Question 2. So now we want to add up 707 plus 1,818. Okay, let's layer it up as well. So we've got 1818. Now put 707. So make sure you line up the correct columns, okay? So you've got thousands, hundreds, tens, and units. And again, put a big plus sign. So line this up. 8 plus 7 is 15. Carry the 1. 1 add 1 add nothing is 2. 8 plus 7 is 15. Carry the 1. 1 add 1 is 2. That's it. Okay. So guys, when you're doing this video, make sure you pause it as you go and try to complete all the questions. So this one. 4 over 6 plus 3 over 6. Easy. You just add up the top numbers because the denominator is the same. So it's just going to be 7 over 6. And that's it. Moving on, guys. 505 divided by 1. So if you think about this logically, if we've got these many people and we're sharing it by one person, you're going to get the same amount. But if you're still not sure, we have to use the bus stop method. So we put 1 on the outside, and in the bus, we should have 505. So how many 1s go into 5? Well, you should get exactly 5 1s. How many 1s go nothing? Nothing. How many 1s go 5? 5. Clearly, 505. All right, so next question, 345 minus 60. Okay, so just like adding, make sure you line this up. 345, then 60 below, and now we subtract. Okay. So we got 5 take away nothing is 5. 4 take away 6 you cannot do. Why? Because 4 is smaller than 6. So you must borrow of its neighbor, the 3. Cross the 3, it becomes a 2, and you carry the 1. Now this becomes 14. So 14 take away 6 is 8, and then 2 take away nothing is 2. And that's it. The answer is 285. Okay, I should definitely give you guys some marks. Yeah, you guys did well. All right, now things are getting a bit heated. So we got 2.7 at 3.014. Again, in this case, you want to line up the decimal points in the boxes. So we're going to have 2.7, and then over here, we're going to have 3.014. If it helps, just put in 2 zeros here. It kind of helps, so at least you got something to work with. Plus. Now let's add up the numbers as we do. So we got nothing plus 4 is 4, nothing plus 1 is 1, 7 plus nothing is 7, and 2 add 3 is 5. And that's it, 5.714. Okay. All right, here we are, guys, question 7. So what do we have here? We got 4,500 plus 600. Well, to make your life easy, because we're adding the hundreds, we can think of it as 45 add 6, and we know that 45, and if you have 45 and you add 6 more, you should get 51. And because we have 2 extra zeros, you can just put it back in, and that's it. Moving on. 8 times 33. Oh, so this one's quite easy. What I would do is a nice trick. I would do 8 times 3 first, and then using the answer, I could do 8 times 30. So what's 8 times 3? Well, we should know our times table. So 8 times 3 is 24, and 8 times 30 should be 240. Now all we want to do is add up 240 and 24. So we're going to have 240 add 24. What does it give us? Well, nothing at 4 is 4. 4 add 2 is 6, and 2 add nothing is 2. So 264. Alright guys, so far we're smashing it. Keep on going. Alright, so now 72 divided by 9. Well, this is a mental problem. So we need to know a 9 times table. So if we count in 9s, 9, 18, 27, so on, you should realize that 9 times, you should get 8 9s. So the answer should be 8. So this is a mental problem. Okay, now long multiplication. So we got 167 times 4. Let's have a go. So what's happening here? So we want times 4 by every single thing here. So 4 times 7 is 28, so you can write 8, carry the 2. 4 times 6 is 24, add 2 is 26, carry the 2. And 4 times 1 is 4, add an extra 2 is 6, so it's 668. Cool. Alright, now subtraction. So here we got 4,912 minus 824. Okay, so what is it? So firstly, you can't do 2 take away 4 because it's less, so you need to borrow from its neighbor. This becomes 0 and you carry the 1. So it's 12. 12 take away 4 is now 8. Now nothing take away 2, which you can't do, so you need to borrow from the neighbor 9. So crossing the 9, this becomes an 8, and now this one becomes a 10. So now we've got 10 take away 2, which is 8. Next one, 8 take away 8 is nothing, and drop the 4. And that's it, 4,088. Okay. Oh, okay, so this one kind of messed up, but this should say 62 over 100 minus 38 over 100. So because they have the same denominator, we can just subtract the top bars. So we could just work out separately. We can do 62 take away 38. So 2 take away 8 you can't do, so borrow the 6. Becomes a 5, carry the 1. And then finally 12 take away 8 is 4. And 5 take away 3 is 2. So the answer is going to be 24 over 100. Or you can write here, 24 over 100. Good job, guys. Whoa, alright, so this one is a type of inverse operation. So we got an unknown number. If we subtract an unknown number by 100, we're going to get this amount. So what you could do is cross this out and write plus 100, because then it'll be balanced. See, so if you instead of subtracting 100, you can plus 100 on this side to get the answer. And adding this by 100, well, we just look at the hundreds column, we just add 1 to this, so it's going to be 1159. So it'll be 1159. Good. Next one, 50 plus, and in brackets 36 over 6. Okay, so let's look at 36 over 6. We should know a 6 times table. We need to know how many 6s are on 36, and we should know that this should be 6. So then we got 50 add 6, which is 56. Good. Okay guys, number 15. So I think this one kind of messed up too. So it should say 4 over 6 plus, no, not plus, whoopsie, times 3 over 5. So thankfully this one is super easy. So all we want to do is just times across. So we can do 4 times 3 will give us 12. And 6 times 5 will give us 30. Now we ask ourselves, can we cancel this down? Is there any number we can divide up and down by? Yes, we can half both the numbers. So half of 12 is 6, half of 30 is 15. Can we still do more things? Can we divide by 2? No. But are they both in the 3 times table? Yes, so we can divide them both by 3. So we should get, well, 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. And voila guys, the answer is 2/5. Good job. Now let's move on. Oh, okay, so this one's super easy. When you're timesing by tens or anything, you just pop in the zeros. So the trick is to do 3 times 4, which is 12, and then you realize that there are 2 zeros. You got 1, 2 zeros. So pop in both of them, and that's it. 1,200. Oh, this paper is kind of easy, isn't it? So remember to give yourself some marks. I didn't even tick myself. So double check your answers, see if you get what I get. All right, so okay, now this one's a bit of a tricky one. So we've got 581 divided by 7. All right, guys, so let's lay out the bus stop method. So you got 7 on the outside, and inside the bus you got 581. So now the question is to ask ourselves, how many times does 7 go into 5? Well, it doesn't, so it's nothing. So we have to carry the 5, so it'll be 58. So how many 7s go into 58? Well, in this case, we need to know our times table, yeah? So we should know our 7 times table. If you don't know, you can always do on the side and write what I do, which is 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63. Yeah, and that's it. So now we just check. So 58, where is 58? Well, we know it goes all the way up to 56, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8 times. At least 8 times with 2 remainder. Now how many 7s go into 21? Well, 3 times, so 1, 2, 3. And that's it. The answer is 83. Good. Now this one, 0.04 divided by 10. So I'm going to show you guys a nice trick. So when you're dividing decimal numbers, yeah, it's always best to write these as a fraction. So because we're dividing by 10, what it really means is 0.04 over 10. Okay, now how do we make this work? Well, how do we get rid of decimal? So we need to multiply up and down by a certain number of tens. So suppose we multiply up and down by 10 first. So let's multiply by 10, yeah, up and down. We should get, well, 1 decimal place across, we should get 0.4 over 100. And then multiply 10 again, we're going to get 4 over 1,000. And now we just ask ourselves, how many zeros are there? 3. So therefore, our answer should be 3 zeros with a 4. And then we just pop in the point over here. And that's the answer, guys. 0.004. Moving on. So 2,345 times 1,000. I love how they've been quite creative by, just making numbers go up and down. So when you times them by 1,000, well, by anything in tens like 10, 100,000, you just add up the zeros and put in front of the number. So because we have 3 zeros, it's going to be the same answer, but with 3 more zeros. So this is 2,345,000 and 3 zeros. Good. Next one. Alright guys, number 20. So here's our question. So we're trying to figure out how many times 17 goes into 714. Whoa, that's a big number. So it doesn't look very clear, but here's the bus. Here's the bus stop. So to do your 17s, well, let's put our 17 times table, at least up to where 71 is. So start from 17 and keep adding 17. If you add another one, you should get 34. If you add another 17, you should get 51. Again, another 17, 68. Next one, at 7, at 10, 78, at 5, so it'll be 85. And is that enough? Yes, because we want to go up to 71. 71 is between these two numbers. So how many times does 17 go into at least 71? Well, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 times. It goes 68 4 times with 3 left over. So 4 times, remainder 3. Now we have 34. How many times 17 go into 34? Well, 2 times exactly. So it's 42. So give ourselves 2 marks. Next, 9 take with 3.45. Alright. So this one's not too bad, but just to be safe, I always like to lay it out. And if you got a whole number, well, line up, pretend the 9 is 9.00. So it's lined up properly, 0.00. This means we're going to have 3.45. Okay, let's see what happens here. So we got nothing take away 5 we can't do. So we have to borrow off nothing, which we can't. So we got to borrow off the 9. So borrow off the 9, this becomes an 8. Give it to this one, becomes a 10. Cross it, becomes a 9, and give him the 10. So now we got 10 take away 5, which is 5. 9 take away 4, which is 5 again. And then 8 take away 5, which is 5. So 555. At least it's not 666, so that's good. Next one. Oh, wow. This one looks really tough. So you got big numbers. So show your method. All right, so we need to prove to everyone that we can do long multiplication. So first things first, let's multiply 3 by every single number. So that's our first step. Times the units by everything. So 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 8 is 24. So 4 carry the 2. And then next one, 3 times, where am I? 3 times 7 is 21. Add 2 is 23. Carry the 2. And lastly, 3 times 4 is 12. Add 2, which will give us 14. Okay, good. Now we repeat the next methods, but this time, because we're working with the tens, we have to move the numbers one place to the right. So we're going to leave a blank here, yeah? This is going to be blanked. So what do we have? So we've got 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 8 is 16. Carry the 1. And then 2 times 7 is 14. Add the 1, which is 15. Carry the 1. And lastly, 2 times 4 is 8. Add the 1 is 9. That's it. Now, again, like the other time, just add everything across. So we got 3 add nothing is 3. 4 add 2 is 6. 3 add 6 is 9. 9 again, and 10. And that's it, guys. Your answer is 109,963. 2 marks. Cool. Let's move on. Alright, so like the last time, this question also messed up. So it should say 3/4 minus 3/8. So there's a nice trick here. We need to, with these adding, subtraction, fractions, we need to make sure the denominators are the same. So the only way for 4 to be the same as 8 is that if we double the numbers. So by doubling the numbers, we can times both of these by 2, up and down. So 3 times 4 will give us 6. 4 times 2 will give us 8. And we copy the second part. And now we just subtract the top numbers and you have your answer. And we know that 6 take away 3 will give us 3/8. Correct. Next one. Alright, next one. Number 24. Let's start multiplying. So again, like the same last question, we go work at the units first. So multiply the units out. So we got 6 times 8, which is 48. Ooh, so you got to make sure you're faster than me, guys. Next is 6 times 1 is 6. Add the 4 is 10. And 6 times 4 again. So 6 times 4 is 24. Add the 1 gives us 25. So write 25. Good. Now again, so now we're working 10. So remember, so the top part was units. Now we've got tens. So tens means we're going to move it to the left one. So we're going to ignore this space here. So that's a blank. That's not times, that's a blank here. So back to this. So now we move to 10. So we've got 4 times 8, which is, oh my gosh, should be faster, 32. So 2 carry the 3. 4 times 1 is 4. Add 3 is 7. And then 4 times 4 is 16. Good. Now add them up. So we've got 8 times nothing is 8. Nothing add 2 is 2. 5 add 7 is 12. So carry the 1. Let's not put that as well up there. And then 1 add 2 add 6 should give us 9. And lastly, 1 is 1. And that's it. 19,228. Oh, it's getting tense, isn't it? Oh, big subtraction problems. All right, let's try this out. So we've got 37.8 minus 14.671. So once again, line up the decimal points and put the numbers round. So we've got 37.8, and then next one we've got 14.671, and just fill out the rest of the zeros. So subtracting everything, it's going to be a lot boring here, guys. So we're going to need to borrow from the 8. So 8 becomes a 7. Give it to the next neighbor. 10. Borrow the 10 becomes 9. And give back to your neighbor. So now you got 10 take away 1 is 9. 9 take away 7 is 2. 7 take away 6 is 1. Copy the rest. 7 take away 4 is 3. 3 take away 1 is 2. And that's it. 23.129. I mean, I hope this is right. I'm just giving myself all these marks. Oh, challenge. So now again, this one has a little problem. So it's going to be 1/4 plus 1/5 plus 1/10. All right. So we have to be really good at our common factors, guys. We need to ask ourselves, what numbers do all of these have in common? What is the lowest common factor? So we know 10s go up in 10 times tables, so we've got 10, 20, 30, 5 goes in 5s. So what I would do is look at all these numbers and realize what the times table. So 4s go up like this, so 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 5s go up in like this, 5, 10, 15, 20. So we can see it's going to go up, they all have 20 in common. So when they all have 20 in common, we need to multiply each of these numbers to make them 20. The first fraction, to make it 20, you need to multiply by 5, so it's going to be 1 times 5 is 5 over 20. Next one you multiply by 4, so 4 times 1 is 4 over 20. And the last one, 1 times 1 over 10, so double it, so it becomes 2 over 20. Whew. And then add up the top numbers, so you get 5, add 4, add 2, should give us 11 over 20. Cool. Alright guys, number 27. So this one says 4/5 divided by 4. So when you're dividing by a number, you take the reciprocal. So that's one way to look at it. So when you got a fraction divided by a whole number, pretend the whole number is 4 over 1, because every whole number is over 1. When you're dividing, you change it to times and you flip the second fraction. So you should get 4/5 times 1 over 4. That's a 5, yeah? Now you just multiply across. So you got 4 times 1 is 4. 5 times 4 is 20. Since they both go into the 4 times table, you can cancel. You can divide them both by 4, so you should get 1 over 5. And that is the answer. Now 5/8 divided by 2. So remember, this is over 1, so it's 5/8 divided by 2 over 1. Flip the second fraction, change the times sign, so you should have 5/8 times a half. And just multiply across. 5 times 1 is 5, 8 times 2 is 16, and that is it. Okay, now number 29. So we need to find 45% of 460. Okay, so let's try and be smart about this. The easiest way to do this is to find 1% of, to find 10%, and then 5%, and then add up all the percentages. So for every 10%, 10% of 460, you just divide by 10, will give us 46. So if we want to get 45%, we can get 4 lots of this, and then add it by half of this. So we can think of it like this. 40% is the same as 46 times 4 lots. Add 5% is the same as 46 over 2. So 46 times 4, well, 4 times 40 is 160, and 4 times 6 is 24. So 160 add 24 should give us 184. 46 divided by 2 is 23. And adding these two numbers up, you should get 100. You should get 207. Is that right? Yeah. So tell me if you guys got 207. Could be right. Could be wrong. I think it's right. So next one, we got 2 1/3. So this is written like this. So we got 2 of 1/3 plus 5 over 6. Okay. So again, we need to make the fraction the same. So the common denominator is 6, and it's easy to get 3 to 6. You just double it. So if you double this fraction here, just times it by 2, you should get 2 over 6. Now you just add up the fractions and stick the whole number next to it. So 2 add 5 is 7, so you should get 276. So you get a whole 276. And notice this is improper. Because 7 is bigger, we ask ourselves, how many times is 6 going to 7? Well, it goes once with 1 extra remainder. So you get a whole number, so you've got 3 whole numbers now with 1 remainder. And that's it, 316. Almost done, guys. 7% of 500. There's another way to do percentages. You can think of 7% as 7. So percent is a French word for per 100. So 7 per 100 times, off means times 500. And the cool thing is about fractions that you can cancel the whole numbers with the bone fraction. So because they both have double zero, you can cancel them all out. So double zeros cancel, so you got 7 times 5, which is 35. And that's it. Ooh, almost done. Number 32. So 2/6 minus 1/8. Alright, this one's a bit annoying. So it's hard to find a common denominator, so what I would just personally do is times all of the left side by 8 and all the right side by 6, which will force it to have a common denominator. So I'll just write down times this lot by 8 times this lot by 6. So we should have, so 8 times 2 it would be 16 over, and 8 times 6 would be 48. Minus, now the right side, 1 times 6 is 6, and of course it should be 48, because that's what we want. And finally, 16 take away 6 would be 10 over 48. Can we simplify this? Yeah, we can half both numbers. It will give us 5 over 24. And I believe that's it. It's 5 over 24. So actually 24 is the common denominator. Now, 0.9 times 200. Easy. So when you got decimals like this, the trick of the main idea is to convert this into a fraction. So I'll call this, so 0.9 is the same as 9/10 times 200. Now all we do is cancel 1 0 each. 1, gone, gone. So we're left with 9 times 20. So 9 times 2 is 18, and you stick a 0, 180. So this is just some fast tricks. 15% of 1,000. Again, 15% is 15 per 100 times 1,000. So we cancel the 2 zeros as always. So we've got 15 times 10, which is dead easy. It's 150. Anything times 10, you add a 0. Alright guys, here comes the final 2 questions. So these are definitely the hardest of the bunch. Now let's have a go at them. So we got 1 1/2 times 57. So we're going to think of 1 1/2 as a decimal to make it easy. Actually, not really. We could do it this way. We could treat 1 1/2. We can partition it. We can do firstly 1 times 57 and half times 57 and add them up. So 1 times 57 is obviously 57. Now half of 57, well, you probably need to use division. Divide that by 2. So a half of 57, where is it? How many 2 is going to 5? Well, it goes twice, carry the 1. How many 2 is going to 17? Ooh, 8 times, remainder 1. So you got remainder 1, it's best to add a 0 and add the remainder 1 here. So how many 2 is going to 10? You get 5, so it's 28.5. Now all you really want to do is add up these numbers. So add up both these columns. So 57.0 at 28.5. So 0 plus 5 is 5. 7 plus 8 is 15. Carry the 1. 1 plus 5 plus 2, 6, 8. Yeah, 85.5. So I expect you geniuses to get this one. Okay, it's tricky, but I'm sure you can do it. Lastly, the final one. Oh my god, this is tough. Is that 59 I see, or is that 5? I'm guessing that's 59. So how many 59s go into this number? Okay, alright, so just had a breather. So 59 to 2,242. Let me just make it clear that the divisor. Alright. Okay, so this one is not so easy. So we need to know our 59 times table. So we know 59 can't go into 2, it can't go into 22, and it can go to 224. So this is our 3 numbers. Alright, so let's work this out. So we've got 59, add another 59 should give us 109, should give us 118. Add another 59, so I know it'll be 7 here. Add another 59, 177 I think, and then add another 50. So remember, this is not without calculator. So you could show you're working out, or you could just keep adding 59s. So add another 59, should be 236. Boy, well, that's big. So because we should, all right. So because 224, we should take 177. God, this is a huge number. And now we just subtract them. Okay. Okay, we know it goes 3 times. What am I saying? We go 3 times. Now we have to subtract. So subtracting numbers, 4 can't go into 7. So we borrow off the 2. because we want to find the remainder, so this becomes 14. So 14 take away 7 is 7, and we can't do 1 take away 7, so we need to borrow off the 1, becomes 11. 11 take away 7 is 4, 1 take away 1 is nothing. So our remainder is 47, and then we drop the 2 down, so we got 472. My God, that's big. So how many times, so we have to keep on going then to find the next part. 470, how many times does 59 go to 472? So if you keep adding 52, you should get the next one, which is 288. Add another, I think I made a mistake, it's not 52. Whoopsie. So, okay, so 252, add 59, should give us 295. Yep. So the trick is really is to add 60 and go back by 1. So add 60 to this one, you're going to get... So you notice it's going up in 6s here. Add 6, and this one goes back. 4, 3, 2. 29 add 6 is 35. Add 6 is 41. Add another 6 is 47. Oh, perfect. 472 is perfect. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, thank God. So it's 38. So the answer is 38, guys. And yep, you can put 472 again here, cancel out, and no remainder. Well done. So if you guys have been following through this whole paper, please give yourself a pat on the back because you were amazing. And if you enjoyed it, please give me a big fat like. Okay? Other than that, I shall see you guys down the road. Ciao.